And welcome back, and it is the 27th of March, further Maths 5 a day. Without zooming in, I can see what looks like a 3D trigonometry question to start, but anyway, let's have a look and let's go to the first question. Right, first question, calculate angle, so it is indeed 3D trig. Calculate angle CEG. So I'm going to mess up my diagram, but obviously I can then rub it out. So CEG is this one here, and that's the angle that I need. So in other words, well, let's get rid of that because then I can talk about it slightly easy. It's all about getting the right 2D triangle. So I'm going to start by looking at the floor, and I'm going to look at E, H and G, which all lie on the floor. And that's 3 centimeters and that's 7 centimeters. And that means I can calculate E to G is going to be 3 squared plus 7 squared. Well, 7 squared is 49 plus 3 is 58. So that's going to be the square root of 58. Okay, now remember what I want. I want angle CEG. So now I can draw the triangle I care about. So the triangle I care about has angle side, not even side, vertex, C at the top, G down here. This is the angle I care about, and E is here. I need 2 sides to work out an angle using trig. I know this is 4 because I can see the height in my diagram. I've just worked out that this is the square root of 58. So that means that theta, we'll call it, that's the angle I want, theta. So theta is going to be, well, opposite and adjacent. So it's going to be tan minus 1 of the opposite, which is 4, divided by the square root of 58. Calculator out, and I have 27.7 degrees. And I've done that to 1 decimal place. Show my working, got the right answer, happy with that. As a quick aside, I'm not saying it's brilliant, but it kind of looks like it's about 30. It doesn't seem an unreasonable number. So just quick sanity check. If it said 70 or something, it'd obviously be wrong because this side's here 7 and that's 4. So it would have to be a number that's around 30 or less or so. Next question. Rearrange. Now I want W to be the subject. So I'm going to concentrate on getting the W. So the first thing I'm going to do is multiply by the denominator, which is going to give me 4WY and expand the brackets, which is 2AY plus 2AW. Then I'm going to collect everything on the W with a W on the left. So that's going to be 4WY minus 2AW is equal to 2AY. Now I would notice at this stage, everything multiplies by 2. So I'm also going to cancel down a 2. So that's going to be WY minus AW is equal to AY. I've divided everything by 2. Then I'm going to factorise out the W on the left-hand side. That's going to be 2y minus A equals AY. And I've got what I wanted, which is 1W, which means when I divide by, so AY, when I divide by 2y minus A, that leaves a W all on its own, and that is going to be my answer. Not as bad as I thought that was going to be actually, but good question. Next question. Now, I'll zoom in a little bit because I think I'm going to have to do a lot of algebra here. So next question is an identity. So what's going to happen here is I'm going to say, it's not an equation where I solve, it's an identity where I say everything on the left is equal to everything on the right for any value of x. So if I expand the left, I can show you what I mean. So expand this first bracket, that's going to give me 8ax plus 20a. Expand the second bracket, plus 3ax plus 3 is equivalent to, and I'm going to write this back to front because it's easy to say then, so minus 33x plus b. Now collect my x's on the left hand side. So 8a plus 3a is 11a x. 20a plus 3 is 20a plus 3. Let's write that properly, 20a plus 3. And that is equal to minus 33x plus b. But it's not equal to it, it's an identity. So in other words, if the left is equal to the right for all values of x, it must be the case that this is equal to this. In other words, a must be equal to minus 3. And if I know what a is, it then means when I look at b, I can say that this term here must be equal to this here for all values of x. So therefore it must be the case that 20a, in other words 20 times minus 3 plus 3 is equal to b. Normally these are nice numbers, but this isn't a great number, isn't it? But anyway, it's correct, it's fine. So therefore a equals minus 3 and b equals minus 60 plus 3, which is minus 57. Good question, I like that question. We haven't seen one of those for a while. Well done if you got that one. Next one, and I think indeed it is final question today. Right, I'm going to read all of this one before jumping in, because sometimes I just do the wrong thing and I don't need to do it. So let's read it first. So the point A lies on the curve, gives me a curve. The x coordinate of A is -1. So the first thing I'm thinking is I'm going to need the y coordinate as well. The normal, okay, so if I've got normal, I'm definitely differentiating. So it says the normal of at A also intersects the curve at B, work out the coordinates of B. Okay, right. I think I know where this is going, but this is a really good example of just do what I know how to do and hope it's all going to work out. So as I said, the first thing I'm going to need to do is I'm going to need to say that x is equal to -1, which means that y is equal to, well, I'm putting it into here. So -1 squared is 1, -1 times -2 is +2 and +4, and 4 + 2 + 1 is equal to 7, which means the A is equal to -1, 7. So far, so good. Next part of the question, let's differentiate. So dy dx is equal to, well, it's 2x minus 2. And at the value x equals -1, dy dx, in other words, a gradient, is equal to 2 times -1 is -2, minus another 2 is -4. So in other words, I put -1 into here. Okay, so I've got my gradient of the tangent, not the normal. I've got my point. So now we need the gradient of the tangent. Well, that's going to be 1 over -4 with a negative, in other words, negative reciprocal. So that's just going to be a quarter, which means, I think I'm getting somewhere, which means the equation of my tangent is going to be y is equal to a quarter, the gradient, x plus c. And then I'm going to use the point A, which is -1, 7. And so that's going to tell me that 7 is equal to a quarter times -1, which is minus a quarter, plus c, which means that c is equal to 7 1/4. 7 times 4 is 28, 28 plus 1 is 29. So c is equal to 29 over 4, which means that y is equal to a quarter x, wow, plus 29 over 4. And I said wow, because these numbers aren't going to be very nice. We had one of these questions yesterday whereby the numbers just didn't fall out really nicely, but we need to continue anyway. Now, that's just the first part done. So the first part, I've worked out the equation of the normal. I know that normal intersects with this curve. So what I'm going to have to do is I want to know whether a quarter x plus 29 over 4 is equal to x squared, what a horrible question, minus 2x plus 4. Okay. I think the first thing I'm going to multiply everything by 4. Gets rid of the quarters, makes it easy. So that's going to mean x plus 29 is equal to 4x squared minus 8x plus 16. Complete personal preference. I don't like fractions everywhere. It makes it easier. Move everything to the right hand side. So that's 4x squared minus 9x, take away x on both sides. And 16 minus 29 is minus 13. Is that right? Yeah, I think that's right. Yeah, 13, 16. Good. Okay. Now, question is, can I factorise this? Now, if you've got a class whiz, you can check it. But I'm just going to have a go, because I think I can. 14.3, yeah, I think that does work. Okay. Okay. Usually I would say there's going to be 2 and 2, but I actually think it's going to be 4x and x. And the reason I say that is because 4 from 13 is 9. So I think it's 4x minus 13, because I want to get the minus 9. And then I think I add back 1 here, because when I multiply that 1 by that 4, that gives me 4 back. Let me just expand it. So 4x then is 4x squared minus 13x plus 9x. Yeah, that works. I'm happy with that. Correct answer. Now, God, still haven't finished. So that means that x is either equal to 13 over 4 or x is equal to minus 1. Now, pause the video at this stage. One of those is wrong, one of those is correct. Which one is the one I want to use? And hopefully the one that you picked is not this one, because we've already used that one. That was the one given in the question to start with. So therefore I know x, what am I trying to do? Work out the coordinates of b. So I know x equals 13. I'm going to put it back into, neither of these are easy, are they? Let's put it back into this equation here, because I know it meets the points, they're at the same point. So that's going to be y is equal to a quarter times 13 over 4. This definitely be a calculator. Plus 29 over 4. Calculator out. So 13 over 16 plus 29 over 4 gives me 129 over 16. Wow. Which means the answer to my question, what is point B, B is the point, X value 13 over 4, Y value 129 over 16. Great question. Tough question, and it's a tough question because it doesn't come out with a nice answer. It doesn't feel very convincing. Now, if you haven't watched all of the videos, and I'll say it now, I will check that before I put it up. So if you're watching this now, I have checked it. It's okay, all fine, but there's no point in me posting something that's just wrong. Either way, let me know how you did. If you got that first time, well done. Genuinely well done. It's a difficult question. Do like, subscribe, and I'll see you tomorrow. Thanks all.